Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Vibe coding with Claude Code and the Unreal Engine MCP to make my independent game that I'm calling Shotters. And by the way, I might be renaming the game, so please let me know in the comments which name you think is best, either Shotters or Roadman the Game. I'd love to hear what you think about that because I'm in two minds. So what we're working on currently is the interior of the terraced house. The stairs were not correct, so what I've done is I've actually grabbed a floor plan of a terraced house just like this from the local council's planning website, which is it has loads of publicly available documents on there that will be perfect for making game assets. So I'm uploading the floor plan and I'm asking Claude Code to fix the stairs so that they are just like the supplied floor plan. Because currently, well, if you watch the last video, you'll see that the stairs inside were not actually usable. They were in the wrong position, basically too high to reach from the ground floor and not very well designed at all. And it was Fable 5 that designed those stairs, so it shows that no matter whether you're using Opus 4.8 or Fable 5, it does help to be very specific with your instructions. You can't just trust the AI to do everything correctly. It needs to be told exactly what to do in very precise terms. If I could have been more precise from the beginning by supplying a blueprint of the properties, I think I would have got to this stage a lot faster. So it's currently working on the stairs. It's got that I want the stairs to go in the same direction, so you walk up one set of stairs, then you walk across the landing slightly back and up the next flight of stairs to get to the next floor. And due to the limited size of these houses, I'm asking it to add the extensions that I've seen in the actual real blueprint. So there's an extension on the back that includes a kitchen on the ground floor, and on the first floor there's a bathroom extension. So first of all, it is doing the stairs, as you can see, and I have edited this video to remove most of the thinking and only show you what it's actually doing. In reality, this did take about 1.5 hours in total, and I've condensed it down to just over 30 minutes of actual work. So you can see it has extended the floors outwards to begin with. And that's pretty much in line with the blueprint that I supplied. In fact, there is a slight difference. In the original blueprint, the kitchen on the ground floor is larger than the bathroom on the first floor, but I'm not too bothered about that minor detail. Just going to let it get on with it, and then we can move on to the roads and the cars and the objects on the street, such as bins and litter and plants. And once that's done, I do want to add some extra buildings. I want to add a corner shop on the end that the player can go into to buy food and drink. Maybe do some side missions at that shop. Let me know if you've got any ideas for that in the comments. And what else? Well, when we get to that stage, then we can start thinking about other things, but I guess the main things in between then and now are getting the cars to look good, Also here it's come up with the stairs, which is absolutely correct. Kind of thinking I should ask it to add banisters at this point, but I'll wait until we start decorating the interior of the houses. First of all, I'd love to get it into a state where it's a bit more playable, looking good before all the fine details that will come later. I want to add all sorts of things inside the house, like an oven and everything in the kitchen, all the stuff in the toilet, in the bathroom, such as the toilet, shower, bath, etc. Beds in the bedroom, that kind of thing. So I have noticed it's made a little mistake there. The roof of the extension is overlapping with the brickwork, and there is a gap. So that's something that I have to ask it to correct. And I think even if you was using Fable 5, it would still make these mistakes, but it would use a lot more tokens while it's doing it, and take a long time thinking about everything as well. So personally I prefer Opus 4.8. I guess if you have a high budget, then Fable 5 might be preferable for you, but if you're a beginner like me, then you might want to stick to Opus 4.8 for now as your model. But let me know what you think about that in the comments. So it's now applied the brick texture to the walls of the extension, which is looking good. Still got that roof to fix. I've noticed some other issues around the windows. They're not styled correctly. They're not the same as the ones on the front. And that upstairs window at the back is too low now due to the extension, so that needs rising. Alright, so you saw there that it did rise the roof of the extension, which has covered the window even more, and it has exposed a gap there. So 2 more things that I need it to fix, plus that window. As you can see, it's not an instant process making an independent game using Claude Code and the Unreal Engine MCP and the Blender MCP as well. It's not instant at all. It's not like you can just give it one prompt and it's going to create an entire game from scratch. Still needs quite a lot of human input to get things exactly correct. So I'm now pointing out the small gap between the extension roof and the bricks and asking it to fix that. I was hoping that we'd now be at a stage where we would have the houses on both sides of the streets, but it is best to get everything fixed as much as possible anyway before copying the houses to the opposite side. So I'm trying to explain this as accurately as possible, because if you can put accurate instructions in, you're more likely to get accurate results out. I didn't actually know what the things are called above and below the windows. I think they're actually not lentils, lintels. Lintels and sills, I believe. So building a game actually teaches you a lot about all sorts of things, including, in this case, construction of buildings, and I'm sure we're going to learn a lot more as well as it goes on. For example, as we start building the NPC characters and importing those, we'll no doubt need to learn about human anatomy and the way that all the different limbs connect. But hopefully Claude Code is going to make that as easy as possible for us. Thankfully, it already knows a lot about game development. So it's now understanding the little errors that I've pointed out, and it's starting to fix those. It does seem like every time that it does something, it creates new problems, or it misses little things. And I've noticed that those extension rooms don't have plastered on and painted walls like the rest of the house. They were just bare brick. So perhaps my fault for not explaining that they should be plastered and painted like the rest of the house, but that's one little thing that we need to fix before we move on. So Claude Code's now thinking about that, and it's come up with a solution involving Blender. So it's executing Python code there, which is getting these things done inside of the Blender software. Okay, so it's now finished plastering the walls. I did forget I've not asked it to put lights in those rooms, so that's another thing for later. But it's asking me to run the Python script that then brings these assets into Unreal Engine. It's imported those assets. I can see a slight gap above the doors there, so it does miss some little things that you need to point out if you want to get your game perfect, or as close to perfect as possible. And as I say, I've speeded this up by editing out most of the thinking. I've edited out 1 hour of thinking during this video, so it's not an extremely fast process, but it is a lot faster than if you were doing everything by hand, that's for sure. And in my case, it will remove a lot of mistakes that I would no doubt make. Even the GTA 6 game has taken a whole team of developers years and years to create, so you can see how time consuming traditional game development is. So it's asking me if it can run a Python code there to have a look at the result. It's now decoding that image, checking its work. Converting it into a PNG so that it can read that image, and then it should see the little mistakes that I can see on screen. So I give that permission to run. It's using PowerShell to run a command, reading that thumbnail image. All the while it's using tokens, so I will come up to a session limit and then I'll have to wait again to continue because I'm only using the standard package, trying to keep down the cost of developing this game as much as possible because it is the first game that I've ever tried to develop, and the only way I'm funding it is from my day job. So as you can imagine, I want to keep the cost down to a minimum. I don't know how commercially viable it is. I've just started posting videos about this process on YouTube now, so I've not got any feedback so far, but I'd love to hear what you think in the comments. I've shown it to some friends who think that they definitely would like to play it, but maybe they're just saying that because they're friends. So I would appreciate your honest feedback in the comments, and also your ideas of how to improve the game as well. So it's just told me that it has got a few more jobs to do, but as you can see, there are some problems. Let's give it a play and see what really needs doing first. It's come up with a warning there about maximum number of lights, so I'll look at that later. But obviously the camera height is incorrect. The player height is far too high. It's not fitting into the rooms correctly. So that's the first thing to fix, and the problem with the doors as well. There is a gap above those doors, as you can see. Not sure what's causing that gap, but hopefully just increasing the door height can fix that. I don't know what that line across there is supposed to be. So let's ask Claude Code to fix that gap, and while it's at it, fix the height of the camera as well, so the player height is lower. Then I think that will work a lot better. So Claude Code has gone ahead with those changes. I can immediately see it has not fixed the height of the door, but the camera height looks a lot better. Just check which door's open. Apparently this door is stuck open because there is an invisible owner there. Still can't get into those back rooms, so that still needs fixing. But I can get up the stairs fine. There's something blocking that door there. Seems to run across from the window. The window shouldn't be there. That does need removing. We don't need an internal window, so let's ask for it to fix those things next. I'm a little bit disappointed with the progress made so far in this session. It's not developing as quickly as I would like. We tend to have got stuck on this building design a little bit, but the building is so integral for the game. There's going to be a lot of stuff happening inside the houses that I do need to get this sorted before we can really move on to the cars, objects on the street, the actual NPCs, to give them a human appearance instead of just floating cylinders. And then it's going to look like a much more proper game. Fingers crossed. So let's get it to fix those things. See how far we can get before the tokens run out. So Claude Code is asking me to run a script there, the re-import kit script to update. So let's give it another play test. Yes, the doors are now fitting the doorways correctly. That looks much better. Still getting a warning about the job queue. So later on I might use Fable 5 to optimize it so far, give it the full optimization. We can move about the house, we can get to each floor, but there is still the problem with those doorways being blocked. Let's check this one. No, we still can't get in there. Something is invisibly blocking that doorway. So we are approaching the session usage limit. I'm not sure it's going to fix it in this pass, but let's give it a go. And then I have to wait till 3:30 PM, which is going to be in 3.5 hours. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be at home at that time, so I'll have to wait until this evening to continue with the development once we do reach that session usage limit. And you might wonder why I don't buy extra tokens. I did try it once. I spent £100 British pounds on extra tokens, but they got used up extremely quickly and not a lot got done. So I honestly don't think it's worth buying the extra tokens. I'll be very honest with you. They're very highly overpriced. So there's no wonder that Anthropic is making so much money. Well, I say that hesitantly because I think they're also losing money because of the high cost of running these AI operations. But yeah, they're certainly charging a lot to use the service. But it would be a lot cheaper, I believe, than paying a freelancer, and a lot faster as well. A freelancer will probably be able to do the job more accurately, but you're going to have to keep paying for everything, whereas with the Claude Code basic subscription, at least you can get quite a lot done each day. If you was in all day, maybe you could have 3 sessions a day at 1.5 hours each, which is practically in total about 1.5 hours actual work because of all the thinking time that it takes as well. So I've given it another play test, and I'm now giving it some feedback, telling it that the front door is now correct. That's fitting the door frame correctly, but I still can't get into the kitchen or the bathroom. And that window on the first floor back wall is not needed now. I pointed out I can see the dotted lines which line up with the window, so hopefully that will help it to fix that particular problem. So it's now using Blender, it's executing the code. The warning at the bottom of the screen says that I am approaching the session usage limit, which resets at 3:30 PM. So I've got a feeling we're going to hit that limit soon. But I'm pretty pleased with the house. It's quite impressive how it can create that just from a reference image, and if you can get a floor plan of the building, that's definitely going to help it to do the internal parts of the building a lot more accurately. As you can see with the wireframe view, we've got those stairs going up to the next floor quite beautifully. I'm really looking forward to getting the furniture into the house and setting up some mini games inside the house, such as growing plants, and being able to hide things in the property as well. Again, if you've got any ideas about how I can improve this, make it even better, please let me know in the comments, and make sure that you subscribe as well. Please hype the video, as it is a brand new channel. Oh, I've just reached the usage limit. So yeah, any help that you can give in terms of engagement on the video, comments, likes, hyping the video, very gratefully appreciated. So let's give it a quick play. Here's the phone that you can bring up, and you can order the products from the supplier. You can walk around. There's that moving cylinder there, would be one of the NPCs when we get them to have a human appearance. Cannot get into that back room still, but it looks lovely and sunny in the daytime. It's got full night and day cycle. The lights come on automatically when there is a person nearby. You can see out of the windows. That moving rectangle down there, that will be a car, so I've got to make those look like cars next. You can look out the back window. Hopefully one day that will be a full neighbourhood that you can see out there. So really pleased, because this is the first 3D game that I've ever tried to develop. I've got no experience developing these type of games whatsoever. I made a few simple games back in the day on the Atari ST and the BBC microcomputer, but never anything as sophisticated as this. And it might look very basic now, but all of these blocks and cylinders, they will become proper objects. We're going to get the road to look like a proper road, and we're going to make a whole city of different looking neighbourhoods. Not GTA 6, but something a little bit fun and easy to play. Thanks for watching, see you again soon, and bye for now.